Hello guys, welcome to my channel once again, and in today's video we are going to make some drawings using the AutoCAD. So we are going to make this drawing using the AutoCAD, and after that we transfer it onto the borderline. So first of all, you open your borderline, and in my previous video we already learned how to draw a borderline using the AutoCAD. Kindly check it out if you still have issues with it. Thank you. So we click on model, and when you come to model, you pick the rectangle tool, you draw a rectangle. After drawing the rectangle, you make sure you do not click. Make sure the dimension is still highlighted. So we are going to put in our own measurements for the rectangle. So for the length, let's put in 80. If you want to switch to the width and put in the dimension for the width, you don't press enter, you press the tab key to navigate it. So for our width, let's use 30, and then you press enter. After that, you will see it to be so small, so you can just point on the rectangle and then you scroll up. You scroll up. After that, we adjust it. So we are going to smoothen the edges of this rectangle, and to smoothen the edges of this rectangle we have to use the fillet. So you click on the fillet over here, you click on the fillet, and then you come down here, you click on any line of the rectangle. So I choose to click here, and if you look down here at the command tab, you see radius. You see radius over here, you click on radius. So let's take our radius to be 5. Let's take our radius to be 5. So you type 5 and then you press enter. So now we have our radius set. So you click on fillet again. You click on the line, and then you click on this line again, the line to the left, to get the curve. So now since we have our radius set, our curve is going to be in a radius of 5. So you take the fillet tool again, you click on this line, and you click on the other line since you want the curve to be at this angle. We do same for the rest of the points at the angles. So you click here, you click here. Sorry, you click fillet, click here, you click here. Now you can see we have all the 4 sides smoothing. So from here, we are going to insert our small circles just like we have over here, these circles. We are going to insert them into the rectangle. So to insert this, you pick the circle tool, you click on it, and then you hover around the line. You hover around the line of the rectangle. You see the plus sign showing here, which gives you the center. So you click on it, and then you put in your dimension. Let's say maybe we'll use a radius of 3. So we input 3, we press enter. Now we have it at the left corner here. So we want to duplicate this circle in all corners of the rectangle to make it 4, and we make sure we have an appropriate measurement for each of them. So we know the distance from the middle of this circle to here to be 70, because if you remember, we use a radius of 5 to cut here, we use a radius of 5 to cut here, and the full length was 80. So 80 minus 10 is going to give us 70. So that means the center from here to here is going to be 70. So now let's try and duplicate the circles at every corner. So you click on array. You first highlight your circle, then you click on array, then you select rectangular array. So since we want 2 circles at the top left and right corner and 2 circles at the down left and right corner, we are going to adjust the column and rows. So the column and rows over here we input 2, and the rows we also input 2. Now we know the distance from the center here to the center here to be 70. So you input your 70 here and you input your 70 here also. Now, to get the command for AutoCAD to be able to give you the correct dimension from the top circle to the down circle, you input -20, because that is the command AutoCAD is going to understand. So when you input -20, you realize everything is arranged in order. Then after that, you close array. So from here, we can do our dimensioning. If you want to do our dimensioning, let's adjust this first. We can pick our dimension. You click here, then you click here, then you drag it to get the full dimension of your width, which was 30. And if you want to get the dimension, you click on dimension. You want to get the dimension of the length, you click on the left side of the width. You click here, sorry. If you want to get dimension of the length, you click on one side. Okay, sorry. So you click here, you click here, and then you take it out, which will give you the 80. And then if you want to get a dimension of the circle, you just point it to the circle, the small side. You can point it anywhere. You click, and then you adjust how you want to place it. So I want to place it here. So after clicking, I adjust it here and click again. So now we have our dimensions for the rectangle. Now we are done with the rectangle. We are moving on to the circle over here. So for the circle, you pick your tool, pick your circle tool, then you draw your circle. Sorry, you draw your circle. With a radius of 30. And then we have to get an inner circle. So to get your inner circle, you click on the circle tool, you hover around the circle, you see the plus sign which shows the center. You click on it, and then the inner circle was with a radius of 15. So let's input our 15. Now we have this. So from here, you pick your line tool. After picking your line tool, you hover around to get your center. You stand here, then you draw a straight line to cut 90 degrees exactly on the outer circle. Then you press escape. Now we have to erase the line from here to here. So we go to trim, and then we just click on this line, which is gone. So we have something like this. So now the reason why we left this line was because we want to get the midpoint and put in a smaller circle at the middle here. So to do that, you are first going to move down here. You will see snap cursor to 2D reference point. You see it over here. The arrow pointing down, you click on it, and then you make sure midpoint is checked. Make sure midpoint is checked. So make sure midpoint is checked. You come again to your circle, click here. So because you check midpoint, when you hover around the line and you get to the middle, you see a rectangle. You see a triangle which indicates midpoint, and then you click. Then you input your radius of the circle you want to put there. So let's take that side to be 3. Then you press enter. Now we have something like this. So for now, we can clean the line in between the circles. So we go to trim, We click here, we click here, then we click here. Sorry, trim, and then we click here. Now we have it this way. So we are about to duplicate the circle all around, because if you look at this picture right here, there are 12 circles in here. So we need 12 circles. We have one. So we have to get 11 more to make it 12. So we go to our AutoCAD. You choose your circle, first of all. Sorry. You click your circle. Then you come to array. Then you choose polar array. When you choose polar array, you are going to press on spacebar. And when you press on spacebar, the command tab here, you will see axis of rotation. So when you see base point and axis of rotation, you move your cursor to find the center of the circle. So when you find the center of the circle, you just click. And now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 circles right here. We need 12 circles, so we move to item and we change it to 12. And you press enter. Then after that, we close array. So now we have the circles right here exactly as we were asked to do. So we are left to dimension it. So to dimension it, you click on your dimension and then you hover around the outer circle, you click, and then you choose how you want to adjust your dimensioning. You click dimension again. To dimension the smaller circle, you hover around the smaller circle, I mean the middle circle, you click on it, then you move your cursor on how you want to adjust your dimension. For the smallest circle too, you click on dimension, you hover around it, you click, and then you adjust how you want to position it. So we are done with drawing of what they asked us to do. So we are about to transfer this drawing onto our borderline right here. So if you are moving to layout and you click and you are not able to go to layout, you first click on an empty space, you press escape, then you come to layout. So we are moving our drawing here, and to move our drawing here, if you come back to model, you can see there are grids behind our drawing, the small boxes over here. That's what I mean. So we have to take this out so that if we transfer it onto our drawing sheet, we are no more going to see these boxes behind or these boxes in the background. So to take the grid off, you just come down here, you see model here, then you see this icon over here, display drawing grid on, then you just click on it. Now you can see the background is empty and it's just left with our drawing. So now we are moving our drawing to the drawing sheet. So to move your drawing here, you move to the command tab, you type in MV and you press enter. So now we have this plus in the what's the name, cursor over here. So wherever you want the drawing to be or whatever positioning you want the drawing to be, you stand there and drag. So I'm going to stand here, I hold, I click and hold, and then I drag to this angle, and then I release it and click again. Now you can see my drawing is right here. So after you have your drawings here, you can see the drawings are touching the lines and we don't want it to be this way. So we have to adjust the drawing. So to adjust the drawing, you can re-bring this model tab over here into your layout and adjust everything here without moving back to the model tab by just double clicking on this sheet. So if you double click, you can see plus, then you see the top, you see 2D wireframe, then you see the adjustment over here. So over here you can scroll, so you can scroll down or you can scroll up to check the adjustment, and then you make the alignment of your drawings. So when you are done, you just press on escape, or you just click on this line, double click on this line when you are done. So you remember in our previous video, we created a layer called viewport. So we are going to use the viewport over here. So you make sure you highlight this box over here. So when you highlight the box, you come to this side, the layer side, you click here, then you go to viewport, you click on viewport. Then after that, you select the box again, you come to the layer side again, make sure the bulb for viewport, you turn it off. This bulb, you just click it. Now you can see the box that was holding our diagram is missing. So after doing this, you might be asked to save your file in PDF. To save your file in PDF, you just come to this drop down menu over here, and then you select export. You see PDF over here. You click on PDF, and then you save it to wherever you want to save it to. So assuming, let's say I want to give it PDF drawing, and then I click on save. Okay guys, so thank you for watching my video, and then if you have any problem or you need any help, you can put it down in the comment section and I'll get to you. Thank you. See you in my next video.